That was the Rav Yemeladas.
Very nice.
Yeah.
לא היית שם, מה קרה? Oh, there were 40 people.
Yeah. In his house.
What's your son doing? Border or seltzer or cook?
Cook.
American. As long as he just drinks it and not do anything else.
In the house he did, only here.
Not in front of the off.
I have good memories of the Rav when I was younger, because he was teaching me.
Oh, they were? Yeah.
Yeah.
What page are we on? We announced again?
No. Swimming for Samaches. We were holding. We had a hefsek of Chanukah. Page Tov Nun Daled. We were Mekayim de Lashkicha Metayla Sefer.
No.
That's the show. Make up from all the Hanukkah parties. Get back to learning.
Why not?
Yeah.
Tuesday night, Shabbos in the shul, Motzei Shabbos in the house, and Sunday night in the house again. So,
Wow.
I announced in Shabbos, Rov doesn't want money from nobody. Present. You want to give a present, start coming to the shul and we should. Nobody listen.
Let's see if it
You
works.
want a book?
Yeah. How did I know? Because Shabbos I was sitting in shul,
Right.
and they give out a kavitz of artists of Biurim, and Rabbi Razav wrote in there something about Berchas Hanenim.
Right.
And then I see in the back that one of the Hakdashas is Mukdash by his family
Where's your mother?
for him, for Yemeladas HaChamishim.
Right.
So I knew, you know,
Many times when he gives you over here, you write it down and you give it to somebody.
maybe some designers. So,
Adults? You like adults? Adults.
ah,
I don't know if people eat it, but I'm not sure which. You don't know which part, right?
okay, so Rabbi Isai, we're holding Simin Kuf Samaches. We finished the last Simin.
Yeah, the king.
Simin, the last Simin.
You will follow the path. What's your name?
Eviu lefonav chaticha shall pass, or pass shleiman. They brought before the Beitzeya, the one who's making hamaitzi. They brought from a piece of bread and then a complete bread, a shleima. Mitzvah and a muvchar levarech ala shleima. It's a mitzvah and a muvchar to eat after from the shleima, make the bracha on the shleima. Afilu he pass kevar ukitano v'chaticha pasnikia v'gdoila meshlema. Even if the pass is not, it's like
not
whole wheat.
Not so good. Whole wheat.
Yeah, it's not from pure flour. Today, people look at whole wheat as better.
Right.
But for that time, whole wheat was considered that they didn't bother to clean it. Not bothering to clean it properly.
Right.
They don't take out all the chaff. It was called pas kever.
So even if the bread is from that, better to make
and it's smaller, and you have a large piece of a large piece, which of good fine flour, larger than the small bilkala. The small bilkala, you should make the bracha on the shleima. It's a davar shalom.
What's considered regular flour that you find flour or
Pi halacha, it's better to have not whole wheat. It says also when you get matzah, the matzah's Pesach, the seder matzah is not the mitzvah.
What is it called?
Better to have this. It's 100% kosher, the whole wheat.
If you're gluten free, you can't eat that regular flour.
So you can't. So it's a mitzvah mocher to have flour, and it's better to have a pure flour, white flour. But obviously, if you can't have, you can't have. It's not shaykh.
Right.
And that's not for you. It's not a mitzvah of it's a sakana.
Right.
V'hu shehakoil min echad. When is this talking about? Here you see a similar idea. When it's all one min. When it's all one min. Aval im hashleima mehasa'oidim v'achaticha me'achitim. If the whole challah was from barley flour and the piece was from chitim from wheat, afilu hi prusa kitana. Even if it's a small piece, he kredemes levarachala. Chitim are more important than shleima, meaning a bread that's made out of wheat. Barley, sa'odim, is not considered as chashuv as chitim.
Chitim is in the posuk, one of the years.
Oh, והחיתם מקודמת בפוסק בשבעת המינים שנשתפו מארץ ישראל. וכל המוקדם בפוסק זה muktim lebracha. Whoever is earlier mentioned the bracha is muktim lebracha. And by that's the metzias, that wheat is considered more expensive and chashuv than barley. So having a bread that's made from wheat, even if it's not a shleima, it's more, and it's better than doing a shleima of sa'idim. The apple became still in all. In this case, you should try to be yoytze both opinions. Yerushalayim yoytze nishema. Yerushalayim is yoytze both opinions. Well, how do you yoytze both opinions? Sheminiach haprusa b'toich hashleima. You put the prusa in next to the shleima, or b'itzeya mishtehen yachad, and you make a bracha on both of them together. Hoyel v'gam asoyim izayim minim v'hishleima. Since the payil, the soira, is mentioned in the pasuk, it's from the shivas haminim, and it is a shleima. We're talking about the shalom. It's only after, so therefore, it's lav dafke that it's the chita is really more important than it, the chaticha of the chita. So therefore, you should make a bracha both together.
Put it inside.
And by the way, this is something that we do every year Pesach. We do yachatz. We break the middle matzah, right?
Right. But everything is
so we do we have three matzahs Pesach, right?
Oh, you're talking about the
three matzahs. Now the matzah which is broken, that's the matzah for achilas matzah. Ma darke sha'oni beprusa, afkan beprusa lechem oini.
Small piece.
Small piece, the broken piece.
You put it between the top and the bottom.
When we make the hamaitzi, you make with all of them together, the hamaitzis and everything. You're making the lechem mishnah. You hold the three. When you make the bracha al achilas matzah, you drop the bottom matzah. But you hold the upper two matzahs together. You have the piece, the chaticha, with the shleima. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to see soon in Mitzvah more halachas. Which is corn. If the shleima is made out of corn, it's a type of barley. If the shleima is not out of barley, it's out of shifon, and shifon is not mentioned clearly in the pasuk, even though it's a derivative of sa'idim. I think it's not corn. What is shifon? As a word name for it.
It's from the family of wheat. Right, you have five grain. Shifon is one of the grain.
It's not corn.
Shifon is one of the grain.
On the bottom, I saw it said Karen or something. Karen.
No, tiras is corn.
Rye.
No, it's not.
What? Rye.
Right. Yeah.
R-Y-E. Rye bread.
Rye bread.
So rye is a derivative of barley. It comes from that family, but it's not mentioned clearly in the pasuk. So there's not as chashuv like sa'idim. So therefore, you don't need to be concerned about a shleima if you have a prusa of chitim, of bread from wheat, a piece of bread from wheat, and you have a shleima from made out of rye. You don't need to take the rye together with to make.
Why don't make achdu? Put all together. Make
No,
it
the
achdu.
Chutah is more important, more kosher.
The kol zeh kisharoitze lechol mishtehen. This is only when do you have to take both? We make hamaitzi when you plan on eating both in that suda. So then make a bracha on both of them or on one of them. Avom ein iroitze lechol achas mehen yivarach halal ein leilochol shel hashenis. If you only want to eat one of them, you don't need to be concerned about anything else. What's muktam? Because I don't want to eat it. Ava bishu mukdemes a pasuk v'chashuva v'chaviva alav shemishum kadimusa v'chashusa einim uchuyiv lechem in the klal. Even though in the pasuk it's brought earlier in the pasuk. Let's say it's chita and it's a shleima. It's more chashiv maybe. But I don't want to eat it. I want to eat the barley bread. I'm not mechuyev to take the chita. It's only all these halachas that we learned to now is when you're planning eating both. Because just because something is mentioned in the pasuk earlier, or it's more chashiv, it does not make a chiyuv for me to eat it.
The chum does not mechayiv you to eat something.
I'm not mechuyev to eat it.
But if you're going to eat,
If you're going to eat, what's muktim to bracha? I have a few brachas I have to make. So who do I make the bracha on? Vein sarach loyman right zelech al mukdemes a pasuk shein lacha shel shein is hashleima shein mechuyev lechem men mishum shleimusa. Definitely in a case that you want to eat the type which is muktam bracha, which is brought early in the pasuk, we're not going to be concerned with the second one, even though it's a shleima. Muktam hases is more important than shleima.
not more than the pasuk.
No, that's what we said over here. That muktam in the bracha is more important than shleima. That's what we said earlier, by the way, that minadin, if you have a prusa of chitim and a shleima of sa'irim, you make the bracha on the prusa of chitim. Yerushalayim does both and puts the prusa together, the shleima. But muktam in the bracha, muktam in the pasuk is more important than shleima. Mafilim reitze lecha prusa, sheinim izayin aminim, and it says Al Rebbe, you can go even more extreme. Actually, the halacha is that it's only negeya when you want to eat both. That if I want to eat a prus, it's not a shalom. It's not even mentioned at all in the pasuk of Eretz Chita, the Saida. It's not from the Zayin Minish and Shtapchem Eretz Yisrael. So it has no chashivas to itself. It's not mukta bracha. Has no chashivas. Doesn't make a difference. This is what I want to eat, and I don't plan on eating anything else. That's the famous story that we spoke in the past. It's a Tzaddik. That when he came to a certain place, they wanted to test him to see if he, they wanted to catch him.
That's how
They put in front of different types of fruits, the brachas, to see which one he's going to go for, to see if he's going to, okay, it looks like, suda. The person just picks up something and eats. How does he eat? So Moshe Taka didn't follow the Seder. So he said, well, my hi. He said, because I only mechuy if you're planning on eating it. Not planning on eating. You don't only have to go after, when it goes to chaviv, you go after chaviv. It was chaviv, all of that thing. Now, yesh le'adam beis chatzoi lechem sif gimel. If a person has 2 halves of bread, ve'ein lechem mishna, shalom lechem mishna b'Shabbos, yichabrem yachad be'etz, sheyesh toidas kli olav. Or b'shum davar she'eni muksav le'hechi borem nira, v'dini keshalom lechem mishna, k'moish dini shalom ye'ev chatzeres. If someone does not have a lechem shalom for Shabbos, or lechem mishnah, take the 2 halves and put a stick together toothpick, and make it like a shalom, and then eat it.
Has to be
Make
dafka etz.
a mocha.
Uh-huh.
Has to be dafka etz. If I have
No. Anything which has a Torah's kliya love. Not muksa. Yeah. You can't take like a stick or something that it was muksa on Shabbos, like a twig that you did not put aside.
a pin.
That's not muksa. So it's not muksa. I mean, it depends what type of pin. If it's a safety, it's a pin which is used on Shabbos. It's only used from malacha.
How about this?
So
No, I'm not joking.
that's
He
not
doesn't have
muksa
anything.
because that's
They don't
used. People use it on Shabbos, not muksa.
need it.
Avum yeshe lechem shalom. If someone does have does own a lechem shalom, shouldn't rely on this. What's wrong? Why can't you rely on it? If by Erev Chatzeris, it says by Erev Chatzeris, you're supposed to make an Erev Chatzeris of a shalom. You're supposed to give a shalom to make an Erev Chatzeris. When you collect the Erev Chatzeris, everyone has to give a challah, or a matzah. You give a shalom.
Aye.
So by Erev Chatzeris, the halacha is you could mechaber the two parts together and make it one. So he says, if it's good over there, why do I have to be concerned over here? He says, because some say, some say, only by Erev Chatzeris you're allowed to do this shtick. The Alter Rebbe says it's not poshut that this is considered a shalom for like a mishnah. Comes for Erev Chatzeris. Why the Chazal say that you should give a shalom? Because if one person is going to give a piece, the other give a shalom.
Yeah,
People say, look what you gave. You just gave a piece. So they're going to have in the Kiddush and Shul on Shabbos, it's going to be a machlekes. There's going to be some arguments over there. And people get involved in petty arguments. Chazal said, listen, you have to give a shalom. So maybe over there, if you do it in a manner it's not noticeable that you're putting two together, so who cares? It looks like a shalom. No one will know. There's no Ava. Mashain came when it comes to Lechem Mishnah. Is it really a shalom? It just looks like a shalom. So for purposes of Ava, of jealousy, no one knows I didn't give a shalom. But Lechem Mishnah, maybe you need to have a real shalom. And Alter Rebbe points out by Tumah and Tara, when I make something tummy, if someone touches this bread from one side, this loaf that you put together, and he doesn't make tummy the other side because it's not considered mechuber biyachad. So for Tumah Tara, it's not considered mechuber biyachad. Okay. Now b'chayil, it finishes off with 4 words. B'chayil in tzareh l'chabri klal. Alter Rebbe says during the week you don't need to
Look for
Only for lechem
chaber at
mishnah.
all.
Only for lechem.
Why? Even though on Shabbos there's 2 things. I think we spoke about this in the past. There's lechem mishnah and there's lechem shalom. Not just that you have 2. They should both be shleimus if you cook. If you don't have, you use 2 pieces. 2 shtiklach, you don't have lechem mishnah. So, but there's 2 in yanim. There's a lechem, it should be a shalom, 2 lecham, lachim, shleimus. During the week, you don't have lechem mishnah. There's an inyan having a shalom. But the chiv of a shalom during the week is only mitzvah and mufkar.
So that's
Shabbos, you're chayiv. You're chayiv to have a shalom on Shabbos. So therefore, on Shabbos, there's such an inyan to make sure it's a shalom. And even if I have to do the shtick, try to do that. Mashain came b'choyel, it's only a mitzvah and mufkar. You're not going to go and do that. Just a mitzvah and mufkar, and yesh loymar, it's not considered really a shalom. Only for Shabbos, we're going to go that far.
so that's the shit.
People don't realize that if they have 2 pieces in front of them, they have a small piece and a roll, they have to make on the shalom. So they make the hambaitzi on the shalom. They're going to eat all these pieces. If there's a reason why they don't want to eat the bilkala because they're saving it for another time, some reason they don't want the whole bilkala. You're not planning on eating it, so you make a bracha on the chaticha. If you're going to eat it all in this meal, make a bracha on the shleim. But it's a mitzvah and a mufka, it's not a chiyuv. Shalosh shudas.
Chabad doesn't do so that teaching.
No.
I don't.
So
Shabbos
so
is
it's
to
not
do a
good
shalom.
Mishnah.
Huh?
Shabbos Thursday didn't do shalom, even if he doesn't want to eat it. No, if he's not doesn't want to in the mood.
Yeah. Shabbos is different. It's only during the week. Shabbos is bechiyuv.
Shabbos is Thursday. Huh?
We don't do like a Mishnah for Shal Shabbos.
We do. The Alter Rebbe write down, we do. But,
Nobody does it.
but the Alter Rebbe writes it.
Okay, it's a machloikis. Everyone does, and the Welt everyone takes two for a Lechem Mishnah.
Yeah.
I don't say. I put it here. Take only one.
No.
Three. They don't take two.
No, you see people take two and make this.
You go one back.
If they're going back, they don't do.
This is in the morning on the
Yeah.
evening. That's the sheet.
If you learn there's an Inyan Lechem Mishnah by Shal Shabbos, then you should have two shlemis.
It's just 3 times, so they do it.
Check.
Tell me.
I buy enough. Seeds left over.
No, that's why people use matzah. That's for sure.
Everyone holds the sort of shlish is supposed to eat less. The shlish is not a lot of food,
Right.
but much less
That's a
food.
die.
Nothing compared to the other meals. Can eat anyways.
Especially now in the winter.
No,
Because
it's a mitzvah.
Impossible.
Just
1 hour and after it.
right, it's impossible.
If it would be a chiv to have more, we'd have to tone down the morning suda.
right.
So we should be able to have
People-
dogim and
people-
basar. We don't have any chiv to have.
So
So Chabad goes to the extreme and they don't wash. They don't wash. But the whole Welt is mamayit in the achila by suda shlishis.
Right.
So Pi Kabbalah there's an Indian to mamayit in the achila by shalashis. To mamayit not to wash, that's already showing a higher another madrig. Okay. Now Siv Dalit.
the Motzei Shabbos the Rebbe was makbid dafka to wash.
Yeah, because that's a Pi Kabbalah. It's a different thing.
And to drink something hot. Yeah?
Shtei gluskois hadvukes zubazu shenafu benidbaku b'taner kach.
What's good is dough or tuchalis?
Two chalis that were while they're baking, they attach together. Many times the bilkalach, the chalas get attached to the oven. And when you separated them, nechtuch min aha'akas v'ashniya nish'ara shleima. One of them stayed shalom. When you pull the other one away, part of it remains stuck, the shleima. So you don't have, now you only have one shleima. Toiv yoysa lahafra chaticha me'ashleima k'dei she'nidish shleima ma'ashet yani chanet buka ba'afa pisha nidis yoysa g'doyla. Better to take off that piece sticking on the shalom, a little piece attached to it from the other challah, take it off. Why? Leave it on. It looks bigger. More chashuv, more bigger challah. No. Because it doesn't look like a shleima. When it's sitting on it, it looks like it's
Shlema plus.
which looks like someone maybe took a piece. Doesn't look like a shleima. So kadesh in it is shleima. Shay shleima kitano kidemas lebracha mi prusa g'dayla. Like we saw earlier in the beginning of the sif, that a small shleima is muktim to the bracha than a big piece. So just because it's a big piece, the challah, we don't want a big challah. We want it to look like a shleima. The chashiva, take away that piece off of it. Mikol mokim hayisim and a mokim shahis dvuka v'chaverta shesham nidis kiplusa yivtzim mokim hashalim shaba. What is Alter Rebbe saying? Take off that piece. After you took it off, when the place where that was attached to it, even though you removed it, you could see that it was detached. So when you make the bracha on it, don't cut off from that part the area that seems a little bit like it was a prusa. Cut off from the shlema the other part where it wasn't attached. Al yitzim makim hashalim shaba. If you're making a bracha on a cut piece of challah, a slice of bread, you don't Shemikomikim prusi mitacha kenegda. If it's a prusa, I don't care that one side, like say the edges, the ends. So it looks like a shleima one side. The other side, it's not. So I'll say if I have a slice cut off from the part, it seems like a shleima from the edges, the sides, the edges. No, because there it's already a prusa. Shenking begluska shenifa de mechaverta sheshleimehi. Al sheniris keprusa b'makim shenidbekav nifrada. On the other hand, when you have a loaf of challah, which you removed from another one, which is a shleima, it's really a shleima. It just seems in that part where it was detached like a prusa, so make the bracha on the other part of the shleima.
If the two halot attach to each other, make hamotzi, and then take a piece. Why you have to separate them? It's two. Like a Mishnah gave you. Two together. Don't separate them. Make the bracha. Take a piece. After that, doesn't make difference.
You hear? That's a big shot.
Because
We're not talking about lachemish. Here he's talking about the din of shalom. We left Shabbos, but last if we talked about Shabbos, but over here
maybe because it look like it's one.
I don't know why. Why do you have to break it off before you
Does it
make?
look like one?
Truth is, maybe you don't tack it. Maybe you tack it right. You tack it right. I don't think you have to. You can make a bracha both together. Why not? A good point. The beginning of Daldi says not that you took it off. When
you separate them, is nechtach.
Now, what do I do? That one came off, and I have a piece attached here. So that he says, remove that piece off and make a bracha on the shleima, but don't make a bracha on the shleima the part that was attached, because that doesn't look like a shalom. That part. But in Chanami, if they're both together, you should be able to make a bracha. Why not?
It just looked like one bread.
Yeah,
I can see the difference. Just attach in one in the corner.
This happens all the time. Sif dal happens all the time.
A lot of challah comes together.
Yeah, when you pull it off, not always if you don't do it properly, not always does it come off so neatly. Sometimes it pulls a little bit off, so this is not a shalom anymore. So take off the piece that's attached to the shleima, make a bracha on the shleima, and cut not from the part that was from there. Sif hey, hiviu lefanov. Lechol shtei shleimes, oy shtei pruses, aches g'doylach l'tana, b'varach ala g'doyla. They brought in front of you two shleimes, or two pruses, two pieces. One's larger, one's smaller. You make a bracha on the larger challah. Make a bracha on the larger challah.
What prusa? It's a slice of bread.
Yeah. You came down to the meal, there's no shleimus on the table.
Right. Yeah,
during the week.
Okay.
You're eating a meal, slices. You have a bigger slice and a smaller slice. Make a bracha on the bigger slice. More chashuv. If you have two shleimus, one's bigger, one's smaller, make a bracha on the bigger one and the smaller one. Unless you're not planning on eating the other one. You're leaving for another meal, you don't have to. But if you want it, you're going to eat it now, make a bracha on the larger one.
Between if I have a rye bread, the corner is very small. The go in the middle is the biggest. Like from the middle. That's what it's saying.
That's in the same shul. Here he's telling you have two bilkalahs. You have two bilkalach. One is a nice chasana bilkalah, a mitzvah bilkalah. One is a little bilkalah. If you're going to eat both anyways, make a bracha on the larger one, because then the bracha it's a chashivas for the bracha. This is only in a case when both these pieces, whether it's both shleimus, one g'doyla ktana, or both chatichas g'doyla ktana, are both of the same type of grain, and they're also both white bread, not whole wheat. Amhoisa ketana pas nikiya, v'hagidoyla pas kivar, v'varach nikiya. If the larger one was whole wheat, and the smaller one was white, make on the white one, because that was considered better, even though it's smaller. So I mean, the Nikiya is more important than Gedoyla. If both of them are equal in their size, Verstehen. Nikia is the top of page, Taf and Vav are both are clean. Rakshasu Lavana Yoiser, you say to Mizu, Yoiser Mizu, Mivarech, Halavana Yiseda. One's the one that's more clean. Shniya Eina Lavana Kokach, Igudayla, Mizu, Yeshastapik is an Akademus Bracha.
But it's not a mitzvah to make a bracha and something more well done. Why say levana here you make the
White flour.
huh?
White flour, not paste.
Oh, white flour.
Now, I want to make a sikkum at the ending of the
Is it
sif.
a stack of white flour or is it baked lighter?
Well, now he's saying Lavana Yoiser.
Baked less,
Um,
lighter in color?
I think it has to do with how clean it is. How
Flour.
clean it was sifted, yeah. It was sifted out from the Lavana Yoiser.
Mhm.
That was all done by hand then. This is a big thing. So if they're both equal, they're both the same size, then you'll make a bracha on the one which is more wider. But if the other one is gedola, then there's a suffix which one comes first. The gedola, which is not as white, or the ketana, which is wider. So which one is more weighs over what? Gedola or Nikia? More Nikia. If it's a real the Gedola was past Kivar, we said before, Nikia Ketana wins over. Nikia Levena, even when it's small, wins over the Gedola.
What's Nikia? I don't understand. What's Nikia?
Whiter flour. Whiter. Like
Being
white flour.
changed.
versus
So they
whole
call it
grain.
Nikia.
What are we gonna do with all the Shulchan Aruchs?
It's sifted about.
B'chol zeh b'min echad. This is all talking about when they're all one type of grain. Aval echad shel se'odim, ve'echad shel kusmin. Af b'shak kusmin yafim v'nikim se'odim kusmin.
Spelt.
Spelled.
Secondary the Christmas.
Is considered better than se'odim. Mevarech al shel se'odim. Shel se'odim mefareshes b'zayin minim is clear in the pasuk. Had its chita u'se'odah. She'inkin kusmin af shehi min chitim, even though they're a type of wheat, miklal hazayim minim, and they're considered part of the zayim minim, but they're not mefurish in the pasuk, not explicit in the pasuk. The skinim akas befedish kesoidim. Hamed Rabbonim kishishtein chavi v'sal b'shava. Listen, they both you like both of them equally. Avol he shal kusmin chavav yoiser. Yesh oimim shemevarech ala chaviv. Yesh oimim shemevarech ala min zayin shebapasik. Kishizbar b'simer reish yod aleph. So the machlekes if you mevarech on the chaviv, or if you mevarech on the zayin minim, on the min which is mentioned in the pasuk.
Just say chaviv, not Shabbos. He wants to eat them both in the meal,
Right,
but he just enjoys this.
right. Enjoys one more.
Mm.
And over there, the Alter Rebbe says that, like it's going to explain the Siman Reish Yud Aleph. We don't have the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch there, but in the Siddur, the Alter Rebbe rewrites a lot of Seder B'Sanenin. Over there, he paskins like the Taz. In this case, you mevarich whichever one you want, because there is like this and there is like that, and you can go either way. So you could decide if you want to go with chaviv or if you want to go with mevarich on the min of the zayin.
You want to have Onyx Shabbos. What you like, you make the bracha. Very simple.
So what comes out from this sif? Comes out of it, Rabbi say is what's mentioned in the pasuk is more important than everything else. Whatever mentioned earlier in the pasuk is more chashiv than anything else. It's more chashiv than
Gedola than a Kia.
gedola, whichever one's bigger. It's more chashiv
Kia.
than
Chaviv.
and chaviv, one that you like better.
You don't understand.
If that's what we said, even if you have a prusa of chitin and a shlemas oirim, the ikar is to make on the chaticha of chitin. So the Yerushalayim yaitza both, and he makes the bracha holding them both together. Now, shlema is more important than shlema is more important. It's the next level. But shlema is more important than pas kivar and kitana. I mean, after mukta labracha, shlema is the next level. Shlema overweighs gedola. You have shlema and gedola. One's larger than the shlema. Shlema is more important than being bigger. Nicer to be a shlema and small than to be a prusa and be large. And even if the prusa, if the shlema is pas kivar, still in all, the shlema still overweighs chaticha.
What about possible?
Sivav. If you lefanav lechol pas nachri, or pasha Yisrael, mevarach hash Yisrael. Afilu einei nizem pas nachri. Even though you're not careful, but you have a choice here. Not like you don't have you're going somewhere you don't have. You have two in front of you. Make a bracha on pas Yisrael for the bracha. It's more chasha for the bracha. V'pashal nachri pas nikia, or pas Yisrael pas kevar. Mevarech al eze sheyirtze. What happens if the pas of nachri was a better quality pas? It was white flour. So then you have a choice to make the bracha whichever one you want. It's equal. The Milo pas Yisrael and the Milo, it's equal. For the Gabi the bracha. It's only im shtehen shleimis, oy prusis, v'shavis, begadulasim imenechet. If they're equal in all other areas, either both shleimis, or they're both prusis, but they're both the same size, and both the same type of min, of wheat or barley, same type of bread. So then we're only being done about one thing. Pas Yisrael, pas akum, okay, take pas Yisrael. And if one is, the pas akum is more nucky, then they're the same level.
Right, nothing about it.
Right. Yeah. That's also the holidays. It's all talking about someone who's not careful from pas nachrim the whole time. But someone who is careful about it, should not eat pas akum in any case. Even if it has all the other milas in brachas. B'shum ingen means even if the pas akum is shleima, it's gedoyla, it's nikia yoiser, it has all the milas. If you're always nizer, you can go directly to the pas Yisrael. V'yei shoymrim, others say, shafilu nizem imena rashoy liftzayim imena im hi nikia v'chafiv olav, she's a pashal nachrim iser kal, mitiruhu mishum chiv mitzvah shivarech ala chaviv olav, shesala kapashal mashulchan la'acher berchas ha'moitzi. She says,
The best thing would be you shouldn't bring it to the table. Like this, and don't worry, what's he having on his stick?
maybe he's eating somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe someone to guess some.
Yeah, it's in a dining hall.
Yeah.
So Yesh that no, even if you're nizer on it, you're allowed. Rashoy, you're allowed to make on the pas nochrim if it's nikia and it's kaviv olav. that type of bread. Because it's a chiva mitzvah to make on what's chaviv by you. So since it's nikia, and you like a white flour bread, so it's chaviv alav. So chaviv alav is more important, and you can push off the iser kal. So because of this issue, because of this yesh oimrim, that you're allowed to, so therefore better is the Alter Rebbe to take off the pas lachem from the table till you made the berachas hamaitzi. So otherwise, you're making on the pas Yisrael, and you're pushing away the pas akum, which Be'etzim has a heter in this case. V'meisev imei nachri, oirich, sorry, you're sitting and eating together with a guest, which is not careful pas shal nachrim. V'hevi email al shulchan pas shal nachrim, he put on the table, he brought to the table a loaf of bread that was nikia, was white flour. He wants to eat the better quality one, which is nachrim. In those days, the balabais made a bracha for the oirich. You didn't, when you sat down to eat, like we're learning in the Siman, the common practice was the balabais made a bracha for everyone around the table. Else, we only do this on Shabbos and Yom Tov. But then every single meal was like that. So you have a guest, and your guest is staying by you, and the guest took out of his sack, he put his loaf down, he has pas nachrim, but you're the balabayis. You have to make the bracha. But you don't want to be betzeya on pas nachrim because you don't need pas nachrim.
The guest coming with his own bread. Strange, no?
Doesn't trust it.
Right, it's not to embarrass the guests.
It was only lodging, there was no meals included.
Right, it's not to embarrass the guest. He will not do from his.
Look what he says here.
And they're told
Put to the gamel balabayis. Liftzaya Allah m'shuchiv mitzvah. So the chiv mitzvah, the balabayis is allowed to make a bracha on the pas akum. The kivin shehutli liftzaya. Hutli l'chol sudazu. She'eni kavet shemayim. And once you're allowed to in the beginning, once you have a heter, you could have it for the whole meal. Remember early on, Sif, we said that in all cases, you're not mechuyev to eat anything you don't want to. You're not mechuyev. So only if you want to eat it, what's more chashuv, you have to choose. So here, I don't want to eat it. So why am I forced to eat? You have no need. You're not mechuyev to make a bracha on a chashuv and a chaviv. He's careful the whole year. He doesn't want to break his chumrah. He doesn't want to eat from the pas nachrim. So why over here does he have to go away from his chumrah? Become a kivin shaloi im loy hoyin nizer mimena pesach hashur chaviv. But if you wouldn't be nizer in this chumrah, it would be more chashiv and chaviv to him. El shala iser moynei mimena. So the iser is holding you back from it. It's not pshat. It's not chashiv and chaviv, but etzem it is. The iser is holding you back from it. L'chein im seila. Shiyuchol shiyichlana beheter kin kan shichava mitzvah itil lechachamim. So therefore, you find a way, an excuse that you can eat it beheter, like over here, that you mechav the mitzvah through it. Chachamor mattered. He called birchas hanen in tluyi bechavivos shel chavivos hana osim mevarich b'shabech l'kadosh baruch hu. The whole thing of birchas hanen is that you mevarich on your hana. So it's all telling how much hana you had. If that bread is not considered by you more quality bread, more chashuva bread, then so the Baruch HaPas Yisrael should make him Pas Yisrael.
This is the mantra. This is the message.
What? 1 second, I wanted to hear what you wanted to say before.
Yeah,
what do they
tell the
do?
Buckland bring their own bread to the host's house.
Yeah?
They're poor families, so they bring their own olives.
You seen that when you were in Israel?
So I heard. I never been to that. So
What, during the week? You know,
Shabbos.
Shabbos?
They bring their own challah.
They come to Shabbos with their challahs.
Yeah.
So the poor families in Yerushalayim, so they bring challah with them. My wife also, when she would eat up people, you bring your own challah.
You know,
They don't want to take their challah. They maybe didn't buy enough challah for everyone.
Yeah, so they bring
They
them.
didn't buy too much challah. They make so much. So they're not nice to come into that and someone else's house
And
and you take up all their challahs. Hey, you bring your own challahs, I'll bring my own.
Americans like to eat.
So maybe the soup pot, okay, birchas abayis meruba, so everyone can get a little part of the soup, a little part of the challah. But the chalas, they didn't go and buy ribi chalas. It's not like a dish. Bring your own chalas. I hear. Very nice.
Israelis don't eat a lot of don't eat a lot Friday night. It's
Friday night because they eat large lunches. Maybe.
Eat challah with it, that's it, with the whole meat.
Oh man, a little piece of chicken roll for them.
Okay. But thing changed now.
Remind me that when the
I was in the Shabbos. Yeah. When the hotel in Shabbos.
by the way, this din I one time saw when it come up in an Indian that doesn't have to do with this Indian. There is I saw in a sefer once a malakit for it was writing that when it comes to the 9 days when you make Havdalah 9 days. Thank you. So it says you're supposed to see if you can get a tinnik to drink the wine by Havdalah. Not supposed to drink wine in the 9 days. Yain and basar. So you give the yain to tinnik.
You don't have,
You don't have, you drink yourself.
Right.
So when you drink the wine yourself, right? When you drink the wine yourself, how much wine of the cup can you drink? So over here it said in the name of a Svardische Acher, early Svardische Acher, there's the Shayla David. It quoted in his name that you're allowed to drink Roiv Kois, meaning not just Revis, allowed to drink Roiv Kois. So I didn't understand this. Why would you be allowed to drink more than what you have to? Drink whatever you have to. More than that is extra. What give you a right to drink more? So I said, let me go look up the safe. Because a lot of times when malaktim, compilers of just compile lists of different halachas, so it's not always so accurate.
Once you're drinking, I would say, fun.
So I wanted to see what would be the svara. And his svara was from this halach over here. It was before the Alter Rebbe's times, but he writes, but this din is Shulchan Aruch, it's from the Shulchan Aruch. And the din is that once you were mutter to have pas akum, you can have it a whole meal. So any kreit shemayim shivarach alo achar kifra shemela. She says it's the same idea over there. Maybe at other svaras. I remember this was Iker svara, the only svara. That over here also he didn't say like the malakit misquoted him. He over there said you're allowed to drink roiv of the kois. So I didn't understand why roiv, maybe only revius. Well, I look more revius because safa bracha achreina. But why roiv? Right? When I looked up the sefer, he didn't say roiv. He said even more. You could drink the whole cup. So I didn't understand why, and he says based on this, the same svara. Once you were allowed to, you could be mamshich and drink the whole thing. Based on this svara over here, it was nothing to do with this inyan. It was a farbarf and a kasher, makasher, this sugya with that inyan.
According to this, if somebody drank like all coins and you want to continue to pour more wine and to continue drinking, he is sure a lot.
Not the point.
What are you saying?
All was in the becher. Was
That's
in the
already
becher.
too much.
By the way, I don't know if anyone agrees with this hatter, but I'm just saying, Isaiah, that was his psak that you're allowed to continue drinking.
Rabbi, when the orech bring his own bread, it's not what Israel. You have to watch that it's not like OUD, because he doesn't
You're
know.
right, he's right, sure. A lot of brothers are
It's OUD.
Yeah.
And you bring from outside. You in your house, you care that only what Israel.
Why? It's a different color. Could be a different color.
Let's finish the sif. We have to go to Ma'ariv. V'chein lahefich in balabayis eini nizar pashal nochrim. The balabayis, the opposite. The balabayis is not careful pashal nochrim. Vein daiti lecha kol asuda ela pashal nochrim. He's planning on only having pas akum the balabayis. Hihi nikia, because it's better quality. And his family members are having pas, which is not good quality Yisrael. Half a piece of stay halechem unochem lefanav. So if it's sayal shanochem henekia hoil vein daiti lechel alimeno ichaviva olav. Not piece of bebeisa yoichel misha Yisrael ein ze klum hoil behu abeitzeya.
It's a very strange case.
Yeah.
The Nebesa Makpidim Fasole is not.
Kids are about tulips.
But yeah, you're right.
The biggest nachas
They
to the
don't
parents.
even, they don't even know that there's a concept of not Fasole.
It's the biggest nachas to the kids, to the parents, that the kids are plumber.
Yes, true.
Just want to read one more sif.
Inside they have
Just want to read one more sif. A little sif. Birchas ha'meitzi ein lashir. Fina ein reitze lechel Peter pachas because you want to eat a little crumb. Pas mekazayis so chalvarach ha'meitzi. The whole shear of kazayis is birchas ha'mazon. Shar brachas ha'chroines. Olay bracha rishayna she'asa lahanas and haza filo mashahu. Olay bracha.
very, very important bracha.
Yeah.
Nothing
And by the way, that's why it's good to always give for the birchas in the balabais and Shabbos Yom to make hamaitzi. They should take a piece of that bread if you made lechem l'shan. Including Pesach time when people are taking from the backs, people around the house, give them a piece of your matzah because you made an hamaitzi mashu. The mashu.
If you have 20
Yeah,
people at the table, I give mushroom. It's a small thing. Yeah.
You have to make like the chassan, the chassan challah. You know? You can make on a few together. But you
We heard it can be of that growth and we can wait.
everyone should get a little piece.
We go from.
At least.